Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Run with CT, and today we're going to be talking about the Adidas Adizero Boston 12. And first I just want to state that I never got a chance to really experience the 10th and the 11th versions, mainly because they were too stiff for me when I did try them on, so of course I couldn't really go running in them because I didn't, want to hurt my feet. But I've heard some stuff about them. Not as much, but it's, two things mainly that I've heard. One, they're far too stiff, so, a lot of people didn't really like that. And second was, my problem. They were too narrow for some people's feet. And besides that, I didn't really hear much else about them because also the 10 the 11th improvement over the 10s, there weren't really any that I can think of. So not many people even jump to the 11th from the 10s, but the 12s this time, there is a big difference. And we're gonna get more into that. Let's talk about the specs. 37 millimeters in the heel, 38.5 millimeters in the forefoot, and 6.5 millimeter drop. And in my size, 10 and a half, you're looking at a 9.5 to 9.7 ounces. I believe someone could correct me in that if I'm, if I'm a little off. You're looking at the price around $160, which is not bad because almost every daily trainer now is around that price range or even more. So this is actually not that bad because some cost even more. Let's talk about the upper. Now, when it comes to the upper, I'm going to be extremely honest about the upper. It's not my favorite at all. It's an engineered mesh single upper or just a engineered mesh. Maybe I said that really weird. The thing is about this upper, I had problems with it pinching my feet around here to the point where I got blisters. And I never got a blister anywhere on my feet before. I haven't had a blister in a long time from shoes, period. So that's how I know there was a problem when it came to the shoe. I just felt like it was just pinching down too much as I was running. And then I was also having a very hard time trying to get a good lockdown in the lacing area, which was, to me, I don't understand why didn't they go for a full gusseted tongue. But they do have like these fabric loops around it. I don't know if you can see that very clear. It just added more to here. They could have just made it a gusseted tongue and called it a day, and it would have been a whole lot better. Instead, I couldn't get a very good lockdown, and even at times on my runs, I did find myself stopping just to adjust this, and then it caused me to have some heel slippage too in the heel of the shoe. Now, it is comfortable back here. You do got some padding, so it's comfortable, of course, but I still got some heel slippage. I did give it a few days before I went back to running, of course, also for me to heal up from the blisters. And what I did was I tried a different way. I wore thicker socks this time, and I still try to figure out different ways to really get a good lockdown. And I guess one of the runs I did have a good lockdown, and I was actually able to enjoy the shoe. As far as the upper, it's not my favorite at all. I kind of wish they do something with that, with this plastic-like feel. It is breathable, but it doesn't feel great when it's pinching onto your foot. Now, I can't speak for everyone else. Maybe some people are having a different experience than I am, because at the end of the day, we all have different feet. So, but for me, so far, I don't like the upper mainly because of like that pinching area. But I do have to give it credit where it's due. Up here in the toe box, I do have room. So for people who have wide feet or almost wide feet, you do have some room in the toe box, so your toes won't be smashing against each other. Because sometimes my pinky gets under the rest of my toes because some shoes are far too narrow for me. When it comes to the midsole, I do have to say there's a lot I like about it. The Light Strike Pro at the top, and then you do have the energy rods, wedged into the middle, and then you also have the Light Strike Pro 2.0 at the very bottom. What's really good about that now, since I haven't ran in the 10s and the 11s, I don't know the actual feel of how stiff those shoes got, but it had to be really stiff for a lot of people to complain about it. I have to say, if you don't like that, then you may like the 12s a lot when it comes to like the midsole, because that does change it up. This shoe does have some good give to it. So I'm at like 30 miles already in this shoe. I can feel the shoe starting to give in a little bit, so the shoe does start to feel like a little softer, and it doesn't feel harsh on the foot. Energy rods do really kick in, especially if you want to pick up the pace. You can really feel that snap in the energy rods. You could do long distance, so I believe you can do a half marathon. I wouldn't choose this for a full marathon, but Some people can. I'm pretty sure some people have done it with the previous model. So if you like it that much that you want to choose it for your race day shoe, you can, because it does have the ingredients in there. So definitely the midsole is probably my favorite when it comes to this shoe, because I really like the feel and the performance of this shoe. Now when we come to the outsole, of course we all know that Continental rubber that Adidas is well known for to have in their shoes, and it doesn't disappoint. I really love the Continental rubber. It just lasts. You know it's gonna last. You know it's gonna have grip. It squeaks, and if you have wood floors in the house, it's just trying to grip everywhere you put your foot down on. So I can always count on the Continental rubber, even on like in areas where there's like this this path that I run through that does have where the cement is very smooth, and it gets kind of like damp throughout the day because the water is literally right next to it. And usually when I run past there, I have to slow down a little bit because it does curve, and I can feel I can usually feel, you know, the other shoes that I run in slip a little bit, so I do be really careful. But not with this shoe. I felt like there was plenty of grip, so I had the confidence to keep, you know, if I wanted to go a little, just pick up the pace a little bit. If within that area I can, and know that I'm not going to slip. So you can always count on a Continental rubber on this shoe. Now, as a daily trainer, let's get to where the shoe fits in. It's in the category now called super trainers, and that is, you know, more durable shoes that have race day shoe ingredients baked into them, which is amazing because you technically get the best of both worlds. Or both. Did I say both? I meant both worlds. I tend to do a lot of uphill runs, and this shoe just helps me just roll up that hill and just go and go and go. I have so much fun doing uphill runs, and some people may think I'm crazy because a lot of people hate hills in general. I learned to like them, and you know, they don't bother me anymore, and this shoe actually really helps with that. So I do like that. Now this shoe does feel a little heavy to me. It's not extremely heavy, but I don't know, just for me it feels just a little blocky. But I only feel that when I tend to run at a lower pace. When I'm trying to relax or slow down in this shoe, it starts to feel a little heavy. And now when I pick up the pace, it feels light, it feels snappy. I don't feel that blocky feel. I don't know, it might be me, I might be just completely weird. I don't know, but that's what I get from this shoe. But besides that, as far as performance, this shoe can really do it all. You want the daily trainers of every day. This is one of them. You can take it to the gym. You can do your slow runs. You can do your fast-paced runs. You can do pretty much anything in this. And I'm pretty sure you can walk all day in the shoe. I did do that. I did put the shoe on for one whole day and just walked around in it. I didn't have any problems. And that's because I wore my thick socks. Now at the same time, it doesn't make it to like my top favorites as far as daily trainers or super daily trainers. And I'll put it, you know, maybe probably like my 5th or 6th daily trainer that I would like, because there's 2 other daily trainers, the Saucony Endorphin Speed 3 and then also the A6 Super Blast. Those are really great daily trainers, and they compete with this shoe directly. Besides that, you know, let me know what you think about this shoe. If you tried this shoe on, do you plan to run a marathon in this shoe, half marathon? What kind of training are you gonna do with this shoe? I'm gonna keep running in this shoe and putting miles on it. I do plan to run it up to 100 miles and maybe do a video on, you know, how it holds up until then, or maybe even do like, you know, comparison compared to the Saucony Endorphin Speed 3. Was another good shoe. I do have coming in of the Kinvara Pro and then the A6 Super Blast, and maybe the Hoka Mach X as well. Those are all part of the Super Daily Trainer shoes. So most definitely look out for that. But until then, thanks for watching it, and like and subscribe. And you guys have a blessed day.